Hello, everyone, and welcome to Gregory Santana's Losers to Winners. Yes, we are still struggling with 68 loss leaders, but we're going to get there. So let's go to the chart because here's what happened. Walgreens went to 108%. What does that exit trigger? It triggers what we call last bar low. That's correct. That's where we're at right there. Imagine this was 86% and that's 108. It's amazing the little move and the big percentage that we got out of it. So let's do it. Last bar low, according to this, is 61.51, and I'm going to set my buffer at 61.40. So I'll come here. I'll first do the alert. And the reason why I do the alert is so that I can be reminded of when I do the ticket. And that's going to be a very important lesson because guess what happened? Yeah, well, we'll get to it right there. In fact, let's hide that for the time being. It's not on the story. The story right now is Walgreens. Remember, I was looking to be in the profit of the trade this day. And I was looking for our 598 return by this day. And something I also discovered that this angle of attack shifts. It doesn't maintain scale. So I apologize. We know that. Let's go ahead and put a text note here. 108%. And we'll do a little bit more funny stuff. Do it this way. And we're okay. There it is. 108% on this guy. All right. Let's change the order. Come here, right click, come back to replace order, come down to the little sprocket, hide the advanced order stage. Don't need it, just waste time and taking space. There's the last out. We are now at 61.40, which is last bar low. It's going to go. Then I'm going to come here to my texture and write in here 1112 LBL. That's what the initials stand for. And 61.40. And then we're going to copy that line and send this to market. Come here, get my text notes because I like to keep track of my notes. And away it goes. And we come here and confirm our order was received. Correct. So price breaks below this line tomorrow. We're out of the trade. How much? Maybe to about 320. Yeah, be about 320. If this was 86%, so I might get apologize, 270. But the bottom line is that it eats away at the rock. Remember, the rock goes to a pebble becomes profit. So 598 currently, and 382. 590 is the arrears. 382 is the current profit. We are short $216 to get to the zone. Get up in here, and we'll be doing last bar low all the way until we get stopped out, with the anticipation of earning $216 more on one contract to pay back the 598. All right, good news there. Let's go on now to DIA. And DIA is running not bad, 36% right there. And we're 277 and it was 580. So 280 minus 277 currently. We're $303 behind. All right, let's go to the bad news. AMD. I picked this up on yesterday's scanner because all the loss leaders were either two conditions that didn't qualify. One, it didn't have a right entry pattern. The second was that the options were so expensive, I didn't have enough buying power. I had just enough buying power to buy two contracts on MDT. Now, here's a lesson. What happened? What happened was I set the order in and I failed. Let me go ahead and arrange these guys properly. Okay, not going to work that way. Let me see about this way. That's, nope, still didn't work. Oh, we just did this currently. That's why we just did this just now. So right there, I got in, and what happened was I failed to, I set the entry order as a day order, and the GTC got canceled. So what happened was I put in the wrong stop. That's what happened. Instead of putting my stop, and let's go to that. Let's go to MDT. And you can see it doesn't owe us any money. So when it's a fresh scan, I say it owes minimum of $50. Actually, it should owe me 1 hour. Okay, that's my hourly rate for teaching. So $65, and it got triggered. It got stopped out. What can I tell you? Now, how much did we lose? Let's, yeah, it's a loser, but let's not cry too much, Argentina. 14 cents times 2 contracts times 100, $28. So now what's going to happen is this here is now going to change to $28. Yep. Also, too, I'm looking at my entry, and I do have an entry pattern. Right in here, I have an entry pattern, and I'll set the trade back up to acquire back my $28, and that would be it. So the Tigers have a nice leader. So we'll go ahead and collapse these guys out now, and we have a nice leader at 108. That's the mark of it. So over at the Alpha League, let's get over to the Alpha League and see what's going on over there. Look at this, PGR Zoom back. Oh, I just realized that's $425 in my favor. PGR, where are you? Come to Papa. Look at this. Now, remember, this is a trade that owed us $200 right there. And I got into a trade, and I got into a bad position. I have to admit, it was a bad position. Why? Because the ask bid price over here at the options chain was that. It's out of parameters. And I was not patient enough to go and wait for the day or hours to set the trade up. So I jumped in like a dummy head first. How do I correct that? Well, let's correct it this way. Go to the setup, go to custom, and then look for the last actual paid price right there. Add that in and hit OK. And there it is. This is what really counts. That's the low. There's the actual price. So the thing would be is I would have to set up an order based off the closing price, not the asking price. The problem, though, your deltas work much better off the asking price than they do off the closing price. So it's going to get tricky, but I'm going to keep it there and work this out. But the bottom line is this. We are 425 to the good with 200 owed, giving us a profit of 225 potential. We are at 23. So this was a hawk entry. A hawk entry, unfortunately, is looking for a linebacker protection. I don't like that. And going back and studying some of the hedge fund managers that I follow, one is Mark Manavini, and the other is Price Headley. So what do they say? Well, they say this: a profit's a profit. And And what Marcovini would do for this profit, we got in, let's go. We got in on 360. So according to his rules, when you're over 20%, now he's an equities trader, but he also applies the same rules to his well, he hasn't talked about options, but he says he pretty much applies it to anything in trade. So 360 was our entry, and he would go with a 20% return. So anything over 432, he's going to be looking toward the exit. We are at 445. So we can say, to protect this profit, paying back this arrears. And what is the objective here, guys? What's the objective? The objective is killing the lost leaders. And you just saw that I made a mistake and I just increased the lost leaders by 1. Yeah, now I got 69 lost leaders, but luckily enough, MDT is on the verge of re-entry. It's at $28. I should be able to knock that off. We're on the verge of Walgreen. If it continue in the right direction, that's going to knock off something on the Tigers list. This is the lost leaders for Alpha. So let me go identify that so that we don't get the two mixed up. Okay, this is the Alpha account. Lost leaders on the Tigers is, oh, I think it's 20. So not too bad. So that comes off, that make it 19. This one gets paid off. That makes us, I'll take us back to 68. And if we enter the trade on MDT and they can get past this 28% in arrears, $28 in arrear, and exit with that up above that profit line, that will reduce this down to 67. So that's what I'm coming to. What are we doing here? We're here to play games to see how this plays out, or we're here to make money, or we're also to get back our lost money. We're here back to get our lost money. So having listened to those other mentors, now what does Price Headley would do? Price Headley would go right there. Price Headley's rules, oh, and then we're not past 30. Price Headley says you would go to the last bar low at 30% or greater. So we have our choices. We can do the dipper and set the stop here, which almost matches the 30-day moving average. The midfield defense is too far back. This is a danger zone. We could lose off 420 and get back to a minus 200 owed if we get out of the trade at break even. So what I just said, our objective is to retire the lost leaders. When we retire the lost leaders, that means we get back our lost money. Our lost money then is capital returned back to the coffers, and if we make profit on top of the loss of the return of capital, all the better. So that said, we're going to go for a stop here on the dipper. High, low, high. Like I said before, there's tons of videos on YouTube. I don't need to be charging for information education that you can get just by doing it. Just go and watch the videos on high, low, high. All right. So that said, where are we? Our low is 72.38. 72 minus. So it'll be 72. We're going to do a profit line. It's going to be 72.25. That's going to be our stop. Come here. We're going to change the color to green because we are in profit. And that's all that really counts. So now we'll come here and we'll change this. And we're going to go and put our stop 11.12 and take out that condition. And we're going to call this the high, low, high exit. And come back here, and now we're at 70. Did I say 72.25? Is that right? 70. Oh, I'm on the wrong date. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what I got. The low is 72.25. I was right. Good man. Good person. I remembered. All right. So we come here, come to our sprocket, get rid of this staging stuff, which to me is totally useless. I sat in a half-day class talking about it. And it was like, at the end of the day, it was like, too much work. Not worth it. Okay. 11/12. High, low, high, exit, 72.25. And that's it. It's right there. It's right there. And send it. Come to the bubble. Make sure that the order went through. Confirm. So we're now protecting that 425 to pay off this 200. And the end result is looking for a return on capital, return on profit. So let's go on to XLE. XLE, there we are. And oh, look how close that got. Now I'm going to go ahead and change this, update this, because we are tracking our loss leaders. So it's gone to 69 because of what happened with MDT. And our stop was set to 58.80, and we got down to a low of 59.73. So we still got a little bit of buffer, not much. But if we do get stopped out, we possibly might be a break even on this trade, which means that the XLE still owes us 591. And the possibilities look very high. Very high, we're going to get stopped out, and we're going to get stopped out with maybe a break even or a very small profit. So that is moving on. Let's go to our last positive coming around the first turn. It's like a horse race. When they get in profit, they're on the first turn. When they get toward the exit, they're toward the flag. All right, interesting. We have a doji. That's kind of cool. And the reason why is because the market says, we think that American Express is worth a little bit more than that. So we're going to hang on there. You can see the parameters aren't all the greatest down here at the bottom. And I must remind you, ATR is not an indicator. It's just a value. That's why I flattened the line. So I don't get confused looking at the ATR, seeing a possible uptrend. Excuse me, a possible uptrend. All right. Okay, let's go deal with the laggers. And in the back stretch, we have Z. And Z, where are you? Zillow. There's Zillow. Zillow owes 473. We're going to be over here for it. We're looking toward being the profit zone here. And I said earlier that I've discovered, I want to find out from Thinkorswim, why does this angle of attack change when I change frames? It shouldn't. It should maintain the same scale. I do have an angle of attack instrument on another platform, and it maintains the right scale. All right, we'll live with it. Where are we for our exit? Our exit says we are at 29.50, so it's down here, down in this area. So I should be looking toward maybe moving that up because it's not making us any money. And XLY, come here, come here, come here, and XLY. Oh, interesting little bounce. We are still hunting for that low-hanging fruit. I tell you, this AMC, it might be dead, but it's a pain in the neck. I mean, come on, $316 market. That's all I want. Just pay me back my $316. I got 5 contracts on you. It's not going to be that difficult. We're talking about 60 cents, 60 cents and some change. So Now, save is a little bit more disappointing, and the reason why is because we're going into the holiday season. Save should be getting all kinds of good bookings right about now for the holidays, but apparently something is going on with them that's causing a problem, and we are going to be shoring up. We're going to be moving our defense here. Reason why? This stop, it's a minus 27%. I really do not want my option to go less than the maximum loss that I want on my option is 50%. If I can shore up the amount and get out sooner, all the better. I'm going to round it off. So this represents 27.6 loss. So what's the plan? The plan will have to we will move up the out down here to the midfield and try to cut off less than 50% loss. And that's it. We are done. The leagues are in, and I thank you very much for checking in with Greg Santana's Losers to Winners. All right, guys, catch tomorrow. Hopefully, Walgreen will give me a nice exit, and we can chip at that rock down to a pebble. All right, take care. Be well until we meet again. Bye.